Warning: the following video contains spoilers from AMC's The Walking Dead.
Hi there. They call me the governor, and I've been thinking about this huge horde of biters that the Whisperers control. There are thousands, maybe tens of thousands of them, and if they unleash them, they'd be pretty hard to beat. But I think it can be done. So here is my plan for defeating the Whisperer horde. Now, if you've seen the first episode of Season 10, you can see they've been training with some Roman tactics, which can be helpful, but it's not going to really address the real problem. Now, normally, you can lead a horde of biters off a cliff or into a big fire or into a river or something, but with the Whisperers there, that becomes a little bit difficult. And if you wait until they're at the gates, it is way too late. You have to hit them first and take out those Whisperers who are guiding that herd. And here's some ways to do it. Number 1, Caltrops. Now that's a very old weapon used by the Romans that when you drop it on the ground always lands with the pointy side up, and it has these barbs in it. Now you want to drop a bunch of those in the path of the horde. But I would say don't use barbs on them. You don't want them to be stuck in the feet of biters. The biters aren't going to feel it. But if a Whisperer steps on one, they're bound to scream and bleed, which will make them a target for all the biters around them. Let the horde kill the Whisperers for you. Number 2, pits. Dig some holes right along the pathway that the horde would follow, put some sharpened stakes in the bottom, and cover it with something that, a single biter could walk over, but if a bunch of them got on there, it would break and fall through. This will thin out the herd a little bit, and any Whisperers who fall in, well, they're not exactly going to have a good time. Number 3, smoke bombs. Now, the smoke's not going to affect the biters much. I mean, they growl a lot, but they don't seem to be that troubled by foul air, or else they wouldn't go after Daryl. But if you start to lob some smoke bombs into like the front ranks of the horde, the Whisperers in there are going to start hacking and coughing, and this may make them a target for the biters. It can also make them a target for snipers with bows who are watching. Any biter that stumbles out of that smoke coffin, take it out. 4, razor wire. Run it between trees around neck height, especially in the shady areas. That will take out some biters, maybe a Whisperer or two, and eventually it's going to reroute the horde. 5, fire ponds. I know that sounds weird, but just like when that herd broke into Alexandria, you can put fuel on top of a pond, light it on fire, and the biters will go marching in. And your snipers can watch to see if any of the biters try to walk away. Those are some good targets for their bows. 6, fields of literal fire. You can also spray fuel over any open fields the biters might have to cross. Wait until they're about 3/4 of the way across and then light it up. Now, of course, you'll want to dig trenches around to make sure the fire doesn't spread and to catch any biters that get through, but this should also take care of any leftover Whisperers who are trying to lead. 7, air horns. If you've killed enough Whisperers, you can use air horns to draw the biters into like a river and have them swept downstream, or off a cliff, which even if it doesn't kill them, might break the legs, and a biter with broken legs, well, they're not going to go too fast. 8, divide the horde. Have people on horseback attracting chunks of the horde and just lead them away. You can even lead those biters through other traps. And if the chunk starts to turn away, you know you have some Whisperers in there. Throw in some smoke bombs to literally smoke them out. Now obviously this is a multi-layered defense, but other than the pits, most of it's pretty mobile. And yeah, they wouldn't have to make a plan for all the different routes, but hey. And while it's not easy, I think it's the best way to defeat the Whisperer horde. Now don't get me wrong, I do kind of like the idea of the communities outfitting themselves in the style of the Roman army, but that's not going to work with that large of a horde of biters. Now in the old days, the Romans would use their superior tactics to kill enough of the enemy so that the rest would either retreat or surrender. Biters won't retreat. They're not going to surrender. You have to kill them all. And there is no way the communities can field enough soldiers to do that. Now I don't know how the season's going to play out, or if they're going to use any of these tactics in the inevitable Whisperer War. And of course, eliminating the Horde isn't going to totally eliminate the threat of the Whisperers, but certainly their numbers would be greatly reduced and their communities would not be taken by surprise like poor Jesus. Until we see how this all pans out, I would suggest you check out these other videos over here. Show your love for the Gov and subscribe down there if you haven't already. Hit that notification bell. Be sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. See you next time. Governor out.